Hey, Mama. Hey. Hey, Mommy. We're gonna show them how you crawl. You go to your table. It's like, how am I supposed to crawl when I'm facing the couch like this? No space to move. Indy Bear is 8 months old. Today is August 3rd. It's a Saturday. I sound a little bit nasally. I experienced a round of COVID. And surprisingly, Indy didn't get COVID. Matt didn't get COVID. He tested negative. We didn't test Indy because I didn't want to put her through all that. So I don't know if she ever had it, but she didn't have any of the symptoms. And so that's good. I just suffered for a few days. Indy, say hello. This is called vlogging. Yeah, you'll get used to it. Don't worry. Just go back to what you were doing. Yeah. Hi. I don't know what video it's gonna be. Since she was born, I've been doing a random assortment of life vlog videos, which is not actually what I had originally set out when I rebranded this channel. Is not what I originally set out to do. I had been posting videos since high school, which were more vlog style, I guess. It's just me editing clips together of stuff I was doing with my friends. I had posted a couple videos where I was just like talking to the camera about social issues I was encountering when I was in high school. And then I went through a period where I didn't do anything at all. And then I came back a handful of years ago and did the 5 Things I Learned series. And then after that, my plan was to continue with the more scripted, more thought out type of content where I was thinking through and talking about things that are important to me. But then what happened is that I had gone back to my roots, I guess, which is just vlogging and recording things and then doing vlog style videos, which are easier to do because in terms of getting content, I just turn my camera on around me and I can just get content as I'm doing regular stuff I'm doing my life. And then editing is easier because it's a lot of montage. With scripted stuff, I have to actually have an idea, sit down, write it out, and then the filming of it isn't that bad. You just kind of sit there and do it, and then the editing of it isn't that bad. It's just the pre-writing that takes time and energy that I haven't had since for a while now. I am now getting to a place after like a year, 2 years, 3 years of doing just the vlog style where I actually want to get into other types of content that's in between scripted and in between vlog style. So I say all that to say, I don't know what video it is right now. I have like a bunch of videos left to do, and eventually I wanted to start the next type of video I want to do, which the general idea right now was something to do with my ethnic heritage as an Igbo American, which is what I titled my videos as anyways. There's something about that identity that there's a need within myself to really address it and figure it out. And I also think there's an audience for that too, because there's a lot of us that are born in America to immigrant parents, specifically Igbo parents, but immigrant children all over the world. And number one, there's the fact that we exist as a cohort of people that are all in our 30s and 40s, some a little bit older, probably not a lot that are older than that. I think 30s and early 40s is probably where a lot of us are at right now. And there's a lot of us behind me, the younger ones behind me, that have parents who are immigrants, Igbo immigrants, Nigerian immigrants who are here. And I think it's just something to like capture and document that experience of what it's like to be in that situation, like the reality of being a child of immigrants, African immigrants, and what does that mean for our identity formation, and then what does that mean for our kids' identity formation, especially since this one right here is a biracial individual, right? I've always been fascinated by my ethnic identity. In high school, I wrote a piece called "You Smell Like Fish," which got picked up by a teen publication, and I was on My Literati, our local, our school's magazine. I put it there. So I've always had this desire to like really talk about it, like what it feels like to be like, specifically be a black person in a black body in America, but having direct African heritage, if that makes sense. And what does that mean? And also having grown up in a predominantly white suburb in Minnesota in the Midwest. So all those pieces together, I've talked about it in my channel, my other channel here and there, but I'm really fascinated by it now that I'm a mother to an individual who is neither of those things. Her parents are not immigrants, and she herself is not monoracially black. So thinking about what our experience, our dynamic will be growing up, for her growing up, I'm also growing up as a mother, but thinking about what our dynamic is going to be is also super fascinating to me, and I want to talk about that. I'm also fascinated by my parents now, myself having a child, putting myself in their position, because my mom was 29 when she had me, and I had Indy at 30 or 31. So we're about the same age, so understanding what they must have been going through, leaving their home country and all the socioeconomic reasons for why they had to leave, coming to America. How do they pick where they're at right now? What was their experience like those first handful of years being in America? What was their experience like raising children, American children, in America? What do they expect us to be like? Who do they expect us to become? What were their hopes for us? Indy? You have anything you want to add? I've talked to them in different conversations throughout the years about this thing, but I really want to formally document a lot of their experiences and what they went through and their thoughts at the time, their thoughts now, and who they think that we are, and our thoughts about their grandchildren, and understanding more of their story. Also, larger than that, there's a whole Igbo community that we have here that I grew up within, and there's so many other stories and other youth of my generation who experienced different things. They lived in different places, and also their parents, and what it was like for them creating, not just individually as a family, creating a place for their family where they ended up in Twin Cities or in Minnesota or in America, but also as a community, how did that form? Because we have a very strong community that led to me having this connection to my Igbo heritage, right? Is because, oops, somebody fell down. And it's because of that community that I even have an ethnic identity to be confused about. I'm not confused, but that's the whole reason I have this outside of my home life that I had. How do I fit into the immigration story, given that I wasn't born outside the country, but I was born to an immigrant community? What is that like? And also because my partner, like Matt, is obviously Caucasian, from the most Caucasian of places, the Scandinavians and the Germans. And what is that like of us now building a home and building a family when you have someone who's outside of that culture? There's hills, there's valleys in that experience. But it's important to me, it's what I do. And so I am now in a good headspace where I can actually do all those things I want to do. And oh! Don't fall down, And we're going to Nigeria. We're going to Nigeria at some point in the next handful of months here. And I would like to do a video kind of like combining all the things and all my stories and content I want to collect here and culminate it with us going back to Nigeria, you know, going back home, and Indy going back there. She won't remember it, but having those memories there, having Matt going there, understanding where I came from, and my mom and dad returning home, my grandmother returning home because she's still alive and well, grandma, her great-grandmother, Indy's great-grandmother. That's the direction that I'm going in, and I just have not yet like sat down and talked about it on camera to prepare my channel for that, to go in that direction. So this is what I'm doing. Indy Bear, what do you think? What do you want to do on the channel, huh? Do you have anything you want to say for the channel? I would like to include your feedback, your input. You know, you're going to be a part of this, so I want you to feel like you have a say in what we do. What are you up to these days, huh? You got 2 teeth? Try and grab cameras? You can go get them, mommy.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Calculate a route. Check your GPS.
Hey.
I know, it's a lot of work. You can do it though. She's looking at the angle, the distance. She's like, I don't think I can get that when I'm on my stomach. I think I have to actually traverse some area. Sit up and say, pick me up, sit me up. Hey, mama. You silly goose. You silly goose. It's a video.
Oh,
What does
why you were so close.
What does it mean to be Igbo to you?
Yeah.
You gotta talk loud.
I'll let you go first.
Now off the rip.
These drummers are gonna mess with you. You gotta talk real loud.
I mean, it's something to be proud of for sure. I think that, you know, that's something my sister says as well, where we're very, you know, proud of what we have, you know, not to want to show off, but we just take great joy in being ourselves, and I think that's important, because, I mean, we're not going to be anyone else, right? So we got to do what we can there. And then that also leads into the theatrics of it all, where, you know, we like to, you know, display what we have and, you know, just be real loud and proud about it. That's what I would say, at least.
I don't know how I'm gonna follow up with that, but I would say I agree with all of it, especially the part of being true to yourself. That's what I try to do every single day, no matter how big or small the situation may be. I try to, you know, show my true colors as a proud Nigerian Igbo man, even though I was born here in Minnesota, but I still try to come back to my roots everywhere I go.
Cool. Thank you both.